Okay, hello everyone. Hope you guys have had a good weekend. Welcome to Bretton's Monday's week ahead, and we shall dive straight into some opportunities because markets actually moving as also forecasted last week and in the weekend that it would most probably be a very busy week for a Monday. Starting with a Monday, it's quite unusual for a Monday to start off with very big movements, breakout like Bitcoin and various others as well. So in the headline today, we are looking at a lot of news revolving MEME kind of stocks, MEME. MEME stocks, if you guys want to read about it, are a category of stocks and category of even Bitcoin and everything else like GameStop and all this that are driven not by the value, but driven by gossip of the market, driven by Twitter, driven by all these kind of stuff that is not really solid reasons of driving a stock price up. So now we are talking about a lot of these kind of stocks coming into the market. So even Daily FX have actually a coverage on the anatomy of a viral asset, GME and beyond. So they're talking about GameStops, talking about a lot of things. And I think as of today, if you guys can see, we've experienced crazy movements with Bitcoin as well. Now it's trading at 38,535 as we speak. This is on the 30 minutes chart. It's been expected, even from the technical perspective, when we were discussing as well on Bitcoin, especially because it's already given loads of hints as well on a lot of movements. Because you see, we've got to the left, if you are looking at the weekly chart alone, we want to talk about gold today. We want to talk about oil. We want to talk about all the other currency assets, whether they are major stocks, major currencies, crosses, JPY pairs, all the safe haven pairs as well, and things like that, mainly because this is the time. This is the time for it to actually go up. And because we've got loads of movements, as we have also talked about on Friday as well, with regards to what's going on in the States. What's going on in the States is mainly about the the 10-year treasuries, about the real yield as well that is dropping. So that is encouraging commodities to go up. So mainly gold to actually go up. So now we've also got sort of like a safe haven digital gold, which is Bitcoin. And that is something else. And we've also got a trend now coming up with MEM stocks. So, GameStop and various others will actually create a ripple effect with the major coins as well as alternate coins. So this is the timing. But then we are also looking at hints that were already given to us. If we are looking at the weekly chart, we want to look at gold, the same perspective as well. So we can find opportunities starting from today. We want to ride the market quite fast and early. So I should be able to release signals as well to guide you guys to actually trade various pairs, instruments, including cryptos as well. So here we have for example, with Bitcoin, just because I've got loads and loads of queries today as of early this morning, 12 midnight my time. We got loads of traders inquiring about their coins that they have as well. You know, what to do with their Bitcoins. You know, they are some of them are trading as well with Bitcoin. Some brokers are accepting Bitcoin. So do they actually cash out some of their Bitcoin soon or transfer some of the Bitcoin so they can actually trade Bitcoin on CFDs onto the MT4, MT5 platform? So there are two things that can actually be done. Of course, I think you should ride along the trend that may actually be happening or already is happening right now, which is basically Bitcoin entering into a buy zone. Okay, so this is the buy zone zone right now. You can see that it has already touched. It has actually been moved by good mother candle, bullish mother candle, giving us the hint that it wants to move up and into the buy zone, and the buy zone starts at the 38,530 area. So it's already gone in. It's already gone in, but not with the body. So remember this, okay? So when we talk about the market entering a buy zone, a box that I have drawn in blue, or a box that I've drawn in red, we want to not look at just the tip with the wick. We want to look at the body. At this stage, not yet the body piercing through. It is just the tip, the how you call that, the wick itself. But it has an ability to enter more and grow that body of that bullish mother candle, but not just yet. But there is a potential, and that is this length at the moment of the bullish capacity. So it has a potential as of, you know, from now on until midterm or short term, even to go and reach the 47 area, okay, the 47,000 area. So that is an area that I'm looking at. The short term type, what do you call that, resistance could actually be at the 4,421 area. So you need to look out for that as an area to exit and then re-enter again later on at 44,122 or 123 or something like that. That's later on, but at this moment of time, it's probably best for us to look at the potential of where it could actually be reversing as well, but then for us to actually enter, I would think it's probably best to look at the body of the candle for Bitcoin to actually go above 40,000 at least, to go at the 40,000 area or 39,800. So once it reaches the body of the candle, reaches and then goes up, and it has room to go up beyond 39,800. So 39,800, when you look at the chart, if the price does reach 39,800, then it would probably be a good signal to actually enter the market for a buy, and then you can aim it at 44,120. Okay, so this is the area that I'm looking at as well. And let me just put the black zone as the area of trade. Okay, there you go. So I'll have this as a signal as well, and I'll write a short paragraph on this and have it in the PKFX back office or members area. So then I can explain the prices of entry and exit as well. So stop loss needs to be decided by you guys as traders yourself, but then I'll have it detailed on the short, medium, and long-term trades, and then you guys can actually take a look at that and follow through. Okay, so this is just for Bitcoin. I just need to start with Bitcoin as well, mainly because of the Asian market. They have been demanding, you know, a little bit of insight into Bitcoin at this moment of time. What should they actually do? So I'm just giving a very brief but efficient type signal at this moment of time. Reason I say signal is because myself, I'm going to be trading onto this platform so that we can actually monitor my live trades onto this platform openly and transparently as well. Okay, so I'm also looking at prices at the 39,800 to actually enter, and then to exit at the 44,120 area. So that is basically my window of opportunity right there that I would wish to actually enter to buy Bitcoin. So at this moment of time, it's still monitoring. I don't want to get into the market too early in case of a reversal, in case the investors and the traders out there wants to buy it cheaper. So they might want to drop it a little bit more. So we don't know that yet. So we are not sure. So hence the reason the window of buying is actually here at this moment of time. Okay, so that's for Bitcoin. Now, let's get back a little bit to a little bit of what's going on in the market. We can see that the as we have actually mentioned yesterday in the commodity session, that at this moment of time, what's driving the market is the dropping of the yield and the increase of the bonds. So the bonds prices are increasing, and what do you call that? The yield are actually decreasing. So usually when there is a drop in the bonds yield, this is an encouragement for gold's prices to go up. So this is where business people, big business people, as well investors, very huge investors, they are already planning what to trade and things like that for months and months and years ahead, mainly from being driven by what's going on in the bond market, treasuries and things like that. Okay, so this is what's going on, and we can also see that Asian, a lot of Asianness. Give me a second. A lot of Asian market as well will actually be sort of impacted in the market, because we've got Singapore dollars, you can see Thai baht, even the Malaysian ringgit and all that would most probably be impacted to the downside, mainly because of the continuing strength of the US dollar. Okay, so now the correlation, as well as we have talked about, has actually been quite I would say the correlation, negative correlation between the US dollar and the gold has actually sort of decoupled now. So it's not really going as planned, whereby usually we can say that the US dollar is going up and then the gold is going down. Now that's not the case. As of about a week already, it has actually been, that correlation is actually sort of cut off. Give me a second. Let me just one second. Okay, so that is basically it, and there is a lot of selling and dropping of Asian currencies at this moment of time as well. So a lot of depreciation of that, and let me just see. Now we've also talked about Dow record highs, as it says, Euro USD extreme congestion, so a bit of sideways there. We want to take a look at the VIX index as well, as a fear index, just to give us a bit of an idea of the risk, how you call that, being risky in the market, whether it's risk off or risk on. So here they're talking a lot about New Zealand dollar as well. So we want to take a look at that. And what can actually guide us in terms of which pair to pick as well is using some tools right here. But we want to look at the top movers. I want to make sure that we are actually on the right path of choosing the right pairs as well, and not get trapped in choosing pairs that doesn't have much liquidity and might be trapped in a sideways market. So that's basically it. Now, top movers right here, as we can see, a lot of focus on JPYs. As you can see, the first three itself on buying of the JPY. So here we can get a little bit of a rough hint that the risk-off sentiment is going on. People are buying safe havens. So there is a good reason to also believe that they are going to be interested in buying gold. So this whole week may have loads of opportunities. We'll take a look at the opportunities and entries and exits for gold and various others. I'll be working on signals throughout today on various pairs and instruments as well that will be available in the BKFX members area. Okay, so here, for example, we got CAD JPY. I've chosen CAD JPY, so we want to take a look at CAD JPY straight away as well, mainly because there's some opportunity on CAD JPY, but I can't seem to find that here. Give me a second. Okay. Probably got replaced. Give me a second. All right, we'll just, I'll get rid of this one. Give me a second. Okay, so here, for example, we have got, as I've mentioned as well, we've got a bit of a cup and handle pattern right here. Let me also show you where that is. Second, CAD JPY. Okay. So we've discussed on a potential cup and handle, but an inverse cup and handle pattern for CAD JPY. So this is giving us some hints that an inverse cup and handle pattern usually means that there is a big potential of a drop in price. So a lot of selling opportunity for CAD JPY. And also this is being backed up by a lot of interest in buying the JPY because it's a risk off environment as well. And this is how it actually looks like. So here, for example, as I've explained as of last week as well, or Friday or even yesterday, is that we are expecting the handle part of the pattern. Now, this whole rounded area is the cup itself. And then now basically there is an upward movement. And what we are expecting is for the upward movement to go around 89.25, 88.25 area, before 88.25 area, to actually make the curve to come downwards. So that will actually create the handle of the cup. So we are looking at a good selling opportunity from 87.70 onwards. So the selling price could actually start, or the selling can actually start at 87.70. This is for CAD JPY. We're looking at the daily chart for now, okay? This is not on the chart, live chart yet. This is just a drawing. And then I want to compare the drawing that I've done about a week plus ago to what is happening in the chart at this moment of time, so that we can actually lay out some selling entries as well. So your selling entry can actually be at 87.70. We don't know what's the price at the moment. Let's just go and check. So here we have, it's already triggered the 87.70. So you can actually start selling even now. So if you are late into the market, you haven't actually sold, you can actually start selling from now. So if you're selling from now, what I would suggest is that, because we're looking at the daily chart, your exit could easily be, let's say 87. Now you're actually already selling, let's say. You've got some areas that we need to take a look at. So 87.60, I would think 87.30. So you've got about 40, 30 to 40 pips to actually make from this move. So what I am expecting is a lot more fall, of course, loads of falling going on, but right now we need to take the selling in stages, so that we are selling and selling and selling until it breaks out of the mouth of the cup. So the moment it breaks out of 85, so before it breaks out, we actually have 100 to 200 pips to make from the sell, and then we may have another 300 to 400 pips to make on the sell as well after it breaks out from the mouth of the cup, if the trend persists, basically. So that's why we want to trade in stages, to make sure that this pattern remains solid and gives us all the selling opportunity to go down all the way down to the 79.80 area. This is the main target. It's 700 plus pips down actually, but of course we won't get that 700 as a whole, but we can actually get parts and parts of it until it reaches to close to that total number of 700 plus pips. Okay, so that is the strategy at the moment on CAD JPY, not solely based on just the pattern that we can actually see, just the inverted cup and handle, but also with what's going on with Canadian dollar in Canada, what's going on in JPY, with the JPY. Japanese yen is getting more and more flow of buyers, mainly because of the current situation globally, as well as in Asia with the Delta variant and various other things. Also with the US, what do you call that? The US and JPY's connection and relationship as well, with the bond buying and various other things, but mainly because of JPY's buying at the moment. So CAD is dropping tremendously. So that is the reason for the drop as well. So, and now it's backed up by a very nice pattern that we can actually see. So now let's get to the CAD JPY pair right here. So here on CAD JPY, we can actually see that it's trading at this moment of time 87.66. So that basically means it has triggered the 87.70 area. So I have given you the short-term type take profit 87.30. Okay, so you want to take profit above 87.20. So that's your signal for CAD JPY. You can actually sell now. You can take profit 87.30. So that is a short-term sort of 20-30 type pips. Now that 20-30 pips, even though I'm looking at the monthly chart, I can still give you that 20-30 pips because it is actually working on the price now. So even though we are looking at a very big time frame, it does not actually really matter because we are based on price action. So it's the current price action, and that 20-30 pips can actually happen even in the next 1 hour or 2 hours actually. So this is still based on short term in a way, but then the analysis of the trend is based on a bigger time frame. So the trend analysis is very different from your decision in entering the market. So you can actually still make your trend analysis based on a very big time frame or high time frame, but then you're actually going on to the time frame that you want to actually enter the trade at this moment of time. So it does not really prevent you from actually, making your trade decisions based on bigger time frame. The bigger time frame is only for data purposes so that you don't get trapped in the market and you make your analysis correctly with more accurate and better data quality based on higher time frame. Okay, so here, for example, you can see that's a bit of a sideways type movement at this moment of time for CAD JPY based on the 1 hour chart. So here in the 1 hour chart, I am not able to see, even if I go to the left, whether or not it's worth the selling pressure because in the 1 hour chart, most of the traders would actually be thinking of buying mainly because of how the higher high and the higher low, and then maybe they'll be looking at this as a breakout as well to the upside. So it can actually be quite misconceiving, and it would actually give you misinformation if you just based on shorter and medium time frame. Let's say you're only looking at one time frame, or you're looking at 1 hour and 4 hour only, or 30 minutes 1 hour and 4 hour, and you base your decisions only on that without looking at what's happening in the monthly chart, then it would actually be very, very I would say short-sighted of the entire picture of the market. So that is why with the daily chart, for example, when I go onto the monthly chart, I can see certain areas that are very strong in the resistance. For example, like here, there are resistance, there are some bearish candle. I basically can see where the higher power selling can actually be, but then I cannot see the inverse pattern on the monthly chart. But when I went on to the daily chart, then I can see the inverse pattern of the CAD JPY. Okay. Yes, exactly. So that's basically it. We will get loads of blind spot, exactly like when you drive and you cannot actually see the car at the back unless you sort of change your angle a little bit, look to the back, or do something different. So here, this is exactly how it should actually be. It's just to sort of go into different time frames, because right now only the daily chart could actually give me a very clear vision or outlook of the inverse cup and handle pattern. So the inverse cup and handle pattern is only clear, and it's actually backed up by the data in the monthly chart as well to tell me that yes, we have some selling pressure here. We do have some mother candles, loads of mother candles. So yes, that selling pressure can take place, and that was seen since a week, 2 weeks ago. Then I see that the pattern, the cup and handle pattern got clearer in the daily chart, not in the other chart. You cannot see it on the 1 hour, you cannot see it on the 30 minutes, but you can see it on the daily. But when you can see it on the daily, you use the data of selling power to make sure that you can actually sell as well, because there are some selling power, but that was seen clearly in the weekly and the monthly chart. You see, so I don't see that big selling pressure even on the daily chart with the pattern. But then when I go onto the monthly chart, then I can see, yes, we have got 1, we have got 2 here, 3 here, 4 here, 5 here, and 6 here. And as we go on as well, and then we go onto the weekly chart, just to take a look as well, yes, we've got that selling pressure there. We have got that mother candle there, mother candle there again, mother candle, and a big mother candle there, all at this area. So this big mother candle, I don't see it even in the monthly chart, but I see it in the weekly chart, you see. So this is basically why I have to use the weekly and monthly combined together for the data purposes to see whether we have that selling sort of opportunity there in the past. If there are some bearish mother candle, then I know that it can then be backed up by what we see on the other time frame. So it can back up the inverse cup and handle pattern on the daily chart. It can back up other patterns on the shorter term as well. Then yes, you can actually take that trade and sell no matter what time frame you are actually trading. So it does not have anything to do with looking at a big data in big time frame and cannot trade short term. No, there's no such thing. You can trade short term, you can trade right now when it is backed up by that, and you can trade really quick right now as well, and you can enter the market with whatever that we have actually said, because it's using the price of the current price right now. So you can actually enter 87.70. It's already gone below 87.70. Take that short term, take profit at 87.30. So the most important thing is to know whether or not this downtrend is actually building up, getting stronger and stronger and stronger. So that is what we need to monitor. We need to monitor it as a big picture, that we can actually sell following an inverted cup and handle pattern for CAD JPY, but we want to go into the time frames as well and look at how strong this selling is happening and how strong fundamental factors for CAD, for Canadian economy and various other things getting weaker and weaker and weaker, and how much interest in buying the JPY is getting more and more and more. So this is all that we need to actually monitor at this moment of time. Okay, so it's looking quite good so far. It's looking not bad at all on the selling side of it. On the 1 hour chart, as you can see, it's got this sideways type movement. It needs to come under 87.50 as well. Once it comes this area here, it will break that sideways type movement and then come down a little bit lower. So on the 4 hour chart, you can see that it's approaching an opening price of a mother candle, and that is basically here. Okay, so that is at the 87.65 area. As it gets lower than 87.60 and then going towards 87.50 and then gets lower and lower, then we have got more power to actually come down much lower. As you can see, even on the 4 hour chart, the lower it gets, the bigger the mother candle, the bearish mother candles are. That basically is telling you that the selling pressure and the selling location is located a little bit more better and clearer, lower the price has actually gone. So the lower it goes, the better as well, because it would also go through and go lower than some very, very big support right here at the 87.13 even. So as soon as it goes lower than 87.50 psychological number, that is a very good confident building opportunity to sell more. But once it goes lower than 87.00, it's even higher in terms of the probability to actually sell much more, which basically means that it is making this pattern better and better and better. So that's basically it. Okay, so this is for CAD JPY. I'll be releasing the signal in the BKFX member area to guide you through all the entry points and exit points so that we can ride along this pattern and hopefully gather as much pips that the market can give for the CAD JPY. The other thing that we can also do is to look at the correlation. I use Mataf .com, I think, to actually look at correlated pairs with the CAD JPY. Correct. Yes. You are right. Yeah, but 87.60 is not really the sell price, as I have mentioned to you, because you can sell now, basically. So you are selling now because it's already gone. It's already triggered the 87.70 price, right? So whatever price that you see right now is already lower than the 87.70. So you can actually enter now. But don't take 87.60 as the sell price, because it is not correct because you cannot sell at 87.60. This is just to guide you for your other pairs, other currency pairs. Never sell at 87.60. Always sell at 87.70 or 87.40, okay, because it's under the psychological level. So you can sell now, basically, whatever the price is, not to put the price at 87.60, okay? But if you're entering right now and it happened to be 87.60, yeah, that's fine. You can enter now. So your take profit price is correct, 87.30. Okay, brilliant, good. So let's go on here. Just want to look at MATAF as well, MATAF, because we're talking about CAD JPY. So we want to look at CAD JPY correlated pairs. And this is MATAF, and you need to go on to correlation. Let's see, where is the correlation part? You go on to Forex, and then trading tools, and then you go on to Forex correlation right here, just to look at which other pair may be moving the same, whether it's inversed or whether it is, which one is correlated to CAD JPY the most. So here you've got, just choose the highest number. The red part is actually telling you that it's correlated, but inversely correlated quite well. So you want to look at the highest number right here. So this is CAD JPY. So you've got some very high number right here, like 96, for example, 98, for example. So you can see that CAD JPY, I'm going to write this one down. CAD JPY is very strongly correlated to AUD JPY, positively correlated to AUD JPY. Also this number 96 here, Euro JPY as well. So I want to look at these pairs. Maybe you will find an inverted pattern as well. Maybe the same type pattern, maybe not, but then it's maybe moving the same type of direction, and it's maybe got a lot of volatility and momentum in it. So if it has a lot of momentum and volatility, we want to choose these pairs as well. You've got another one here, 97, which is GBP JPY. Okay, so you can find that these correlated pairs may be also moving quite well. So I'm just choosing a few. I don't want too many. You've got Euro JPY. I've already written it down. I just want to choose the 90s ones. AUD USD as well. It's not bad. It's at 90. Okay, and then we have okay, the rest I'm not paying a lot of attention to. It seems to be moving in opposite direction quite clearly with USD CAD. So now I'm not really that interested in taking too many. I just want the higher one. So I've chosen the correlated pairs of CAD JPY, and this is what I will produce signals for as well on CAD JPY, the pairs that are correlated positively with CAD JPY are AUD JPY, Euro JPY, GBP JPY, and AUD USD. Okay, so we can take a look at these ones as well. Now I want to go back to the top movers right here as well, and just to take a look, and you can actually see that CAD JPY is number 3 right here, paid a lot of attention to. And the best part of it all is that it's got 4 dots onto the top mover. So that means that the trend seems to be quite clear on all 4 time frames. We've also got GBP JPY, and it's also very clear. And you can actually see that it matches with what we have just seen just now. So we have chosen GBP JPY because it has actually positive correlation with CAD JPY. And here we have CAD JPY here, and we also have AUD JPY here. That basically means that CAD JPY, when it is on the table, it has AUD JPY in the table as well. It has GBP JPY in the table as well. It has, let's see any others, AUD JPY, GBP JPY. Does it have a Euro JPY? Not here, but it has 2 correlated pairs with CAD JPY, and that's a very good sign because CAD JPY 4 dots, GBP JPY also 4 dots. And what does that mean? That also means that JPY is experiencing loads of buying power, mainly because of the safe haven interest as well. So it is more or less, I would think, risk off environment at this moment of time. Okay, so there you go. You've got some pairs to pay attention to as well. Now we go on to FX Street just to take a look at the week ahead economic calendar, just so that we are aware with which pair, which country might actually be looking at more and more sort of movement in the market. So today is the 26th of July. We can see that we've got some in the calendar, not too much, but I think it will move the euro quite a lot, mainly because of the euro economics and finance meeting that is going to be held today. Also with some German figures on the business climate, expectations of the business economics and various others in Germany, because Germany is your number 1 economy in Europe as well. So that might move the market a little bit, but from what's been moving the market is mainly the treasury and the yield and things like that, and the COVID situation. So that has made this Monday today to be quite volatile, and it's not very common to get a very, very volatile, fast-moving Monday morning and Monday in the Asian market to actually move quite a lot. So this is a good sign that volatility will pick up. And then, you know, we were sort of surprised with the big move. We were not surprised with the move for Bitcoin because of all the other type of coins is actually moving. But then with that much of a movement, that means there's a lot of buying power going on. So tomorrow it will be a little bit more volatile as well compared to today, mainly because of some very big important data, especially for Japan and the US. So in the US, you've got the durable goods orders and all these kind of stuff, but then the governor of Japan will be speaking tomorrow. So we are able to see a lot of movement starting from today, and it's already happening. So then tomorrow's speech by Governor Koruda would probably be the fuel in the market to make it move much more. So what I'm expecting is for the governor's speech tomorrow to actually be more and more positive as well, to actually push the JPY much more as a safe haven. More people are buying. If that happens, then we will see a very good drop in the CAD JPY that we are expecting, so we can trade the inverse cup and handle quite nicely for CAD JPY. And if we are trading that quite nicely, I think we can also trade the other 3 or 4 correlated pairs of CAD JPY as well. And then we want to take a look at gold as well and look at where we can actually enter and get all these entries and exits in place. Okay, so this is going to be quite good, I think, from the look of it in terms of liquidity and volatility. We've got loads of rooms to actually see a lot of movement. So I'm looking at Wednesday as well, and we can see that it has Australian numbers going on, and that is quite good. Let me just very quickly go on to this week, just so that we can see up to Friday for the whole week ahead what is happening. So Wednesday itself, I think from tomorrow, even today, we've got a very volatile week. It's driven by a lot of other external factors as well. And then Wednesday, yes, we can see that it could potentially be still very busy because we've got Australian numbers, Australian data that is quite impactful to the market. And we also have Canadian numbers right there, which is very good. So we want to take a look at this as well, because if we are trading CAD JPY, want to trade it aggressively as well. We want to also take a look at what is happening on Wednesday for the US, because we have the interest rate decision, monetary policy statement, and FOMC press conference, because the entire market is now moving a lot with especially the US Treasury yield. And that is happening, and this will actually make it move even more. Will it actually increase interest rate much higher? Will it actually increase the bond prices much higher? If it does, then gold prices will actually go up a lot more. Okay, so that is basically what we want right here. And then Thursday, we are seeing lots of data, but not really very highly impactful, except for Germany's and the US GDP. So yes, we will have movements there as well on Thursday. And Friday, very long list of data, and I think it will be very impactful for the euro. And what I can actually see as well is that we need to monitor Saturday and Sunday as well, because we've got some data coming out. And because Saturday we will have Chinese data, it most probably will shock us, surprise us a little bit for Australian dollar and New Zealand dollar on Monday. So I want to actually talk about it on Sunday session as well, just in case, because there is a very big impact on Chinese data on the Australian dollar and also the New Zealand dollar. And usually it happens in the weekend, but then a lot of traders will get very surprised not knowing what happened with the Australian dollar and New Zealand dollar when market opens on Monday. So we will explain that as well on the Sunday session. Okay, so that's basically it on the economic calendar side of it. So let's get going into this area right now. CAD JPY, as we talked about, it's looking quite good. It's looking great with that. So we will monitor that, and you guys can monitor the signals that I will put very clearly in the BKFX members area. Now, let's take a look at a few others. I want to take a look at AUD JPY first. So I've got AUD JPY right here. I want to start fresh here first, but actually it's not relevant to start fresh because the lines are quite fresh. Okay, so here, for example, we have, as we have mentioned, JPY is on the upside. So AUD is looking like it's falling and falling and falling, and it's falling quite aggressively. Now, the reason why I picked AUD JPY is because it is correlated to the CAD JPY. Now I want to use the CAD JPY as my base to find correlated pairs as well. And let's see whether or not we can actually see any similar pattern. We may have it, you see, because it's correlated quite highly, 90+% or something like that, not percent, points. So it is considered quite highly correlated, positively correlated to CAD JPY. So it is looking like a nice cup right here, but the criteria is not very clear for it to be a cup and handle. It looks like a cup and handle, but the other criteria are not as clear like what we see on the CAD JPY. But still, it is moving, in the same pace, same direction as the CAD JPY. It's looking quite aggressive as well, the fall. This is when we look at the weekly chart right here as well. Now, on the daily chart, if I look to the left, okay, I don't really see, I see some bearish candle. Okay, I see bearish candle right here as well, which is good, a good sign that it might want to follow this area. So the way I look at it is that it could potentially be mirroring the bearish candle, most recent bearish candle right here. But we want to also take a look at the support area of 8060, right? So now what I see can actually happen is that you can actually sell at 80.90. Now the price is at 80.93. So you can actually sell it now, either now or take a little bit of risk, or you can sell at 80.90, and then your take profit needs to be at 80.60. So that is 30 pips potential for selling the AUD JPY. So this is the second signal for the day. AUD JPY, you can sell at 80.90, and then you can take profit at 80.60. Okay, so let's make this a trade signal. So I am going to trade it at 2 lots at this moment, and then I want to take profit at 80.60. So there you go. Then let's see, 81. I'll just put this at 81.50. Now your stop loss needs to be put, but please put it at your own discretion in terms of your risk appetite, okay? Because I have put it there, so please do not miss out your stop loss. So this is at 30 pips or so type potential, and then I'm selling it at 2 lots. There you go. So that trade idea has become a trade signal right now because I am trading it myself. So there you go. You can see the drop right there. As we go onto the weekly chart, that drop is looking really good. Why? Because that mother candle has got no wick below. So that means it's got a lot of room to actually drop further. Not so much in the monthly chart, far away. So that is why we are safe to actually just target your 30 pips for now, and then we'll take a look at that later on. But in general, we do have a backup of this mother candle right here. So there may be some more fall expected, but maybe it's limited to only this area right here, 78.30 maybe. So 78.30 or so, but not right down to this area. So that this is what the market is telling me at this moment of time, from what I can actually see, the limit of the candles and all that. So we might not see the movement going all the way down to the end of this red zone, but we can see it coming to 78.17 area. So that basically means whatever you do, if you are selling, you need to exit at 78.30. Okay, so 78.30 needs to be an exit price. So that is why I pay more attention to the exit price. So there you go. It does not really matter whether I'm looking at the weekly chart, the monthly chart. I'm just looking at it for data, but then we are trading it as of now anyway. So it's not really a problem with the data. Okay, so this is for AUD JPY. And then as you see, let's see, Euro AUD. We are trading at 1.6042 at this moment of time on Euro AUD. It's looking quite good there, but it's not one of the trades that I want to take a look at. I want to take a look at Euro JPY, okay? Because I'm going through the list of pairs that are correlated to CAD JPY in order for us to write that whole volatility and liquidity as well. So Euro JPY, let's take a look at this pair right here. I'll take a look at big data. Now, when I look at the weekly chart, something really clear strikes me is that, yes, it has a little bit of selling power following this mother candle right here. So it's like a sell zone kind of area, but not very long, just a short area. So maybe we can ride along that sell, mainly because still it is a buy time for the Japanese yen. Japanese yen is going really bullish. So here we have got this area, and this area you can only see it on the weekly chart. You cannot see it on the daily, the 4 monthly. So we are looking at the chart for data, the time frame for the data that is clearest to us. So right now it's trading at 129.80, let's say, right? 129.79. So it's trading at 129.80. If you want to sell it, it's not a good price. So a better price to actually sell your Euro JPY is 129.70. So let's say you are selling at 129.70. Okay, I will put it here, 129.70. Okay. So 129.70 is up here. That is where you can sell, and then you take profit. Should actually be here. Let's see what is the price here. 129.10. will actually be your take profit area. But what we can actually do is, just to be a little bit safer, is to go up a little bit. That's 129. Okay, so what you can do is 129.35 to actually enter. To actually exit, sorry. So 129.33, let's say, right? So you're selling at 129.70 and you are taking profit at 129.33. All right. So that is about 37 pips. Let's say 36 pips, right? So you see, we are looking at weekly chart, but we're trading intraday. We're trading short term anyway, so it's not really a problem. So there you go. So you've got about 30 plus pips, 36 pips also here for the Euro JPY. So I've got AUD JPY we've talked about. GBP JPY, we need to talk about it as well. Euro JPY. CAD JPY right there. Okay. GBP JPY. Now we need to also look at AUD USD. Give me a second. Okay. So there you go. We've just looked at Euro JPY, right? So that's clear on the trade signal, because I'm going to also be trading this one here. You guys clear with the prices? Yeah, 129.70 and 129.33 is your exit. 129.70 is your sell. 129.33 is your exit. Okay. Now, if we look at ADX as well for Euro JPY, let's take a look. Looking quite strong in terms of its current trend, which is downtrend. It's above the 25 level on the daily chart. On the 4-hour chart, not yet above. So it's building up at the moment. Not on the shorter time frame, but on the higher time frame, it's building up its momentum to the downside. So that's a good sign. All right, good. So is that clear? Yeah, you guys all right so far? So we have covered CAD JPY, trading opportunity, trade signal. Now we go on to AUD USD, which is another pair that is actually quite highly correlated to the CAD JPY. So now if I'm on the weekly chart right here, I can see we have got some power to actually sell. It's trading at 73.40, which is a good selling price now because it's already under the 73.50 by 10 pips. So now it's trading at 73.40, exactly your sell price. So yes, you can enter a sell right now. Now your selling price, I would think 73.40. Let's do a bit of a short term. So 73.40 you sell or sell now, but your take profit 73.10. Okay, so that's about 30 pips or so as well. So let me put your exit price. So sell now for AUD USD, and your take profit is 73.10. 73.10 is your take profit. So about 30 pips or so. Okay, and then we can plan further later on to re-enter. Your re-enter price should actually be at 7290. Okay, so your re-enter price will be 7290, which is your next sell entry. 7290. Let me put that as red. Okay, there you go. Now we have got some candles right there. So 7230 could actually be your exit point as well. So, okay, 7230. Go. I'm putting this as blue as your support. $72.30, but that is for your next exit, for your next trade exit. Okay, right? So you've got two possible trades right here, but it's a little bit too early to plan the second one as well. But then you can do it as your pending order for AUD USD. Okay, it all depends on how much the market is dropping. For me, I prefer maybe to actually sell for my second entry, second sell for AUD USD, to sell still at 72.90, but to take profit a little bit early at 72.60. So I just want to make that 30 as well the next round, and then I can make another 30, another 30. Depends on how active the market is, rather than having too big number of profit, because I want to trade many pairs today. So I want 30 per time, 30 per time, 30 pips per time for take profit. Is probably better and easier to monitor, so I don't get trapped. If I aim too big, then later one of the pairs needs correction, then I have to go and monitor that as well. So I don't want to do that. So for me personally, I prefer to have 72.60 as my second TP. So my first TP is 73.10. You are selling now. Your first TP is 73.10. Your second TP is 72.60, but your second entry is 72.90. Okay. All right. So hopefully that's clear. AUD USD. So we have got CAD JPY covered, AUD USD covered. Now we go to AUD JPY also covered, right? And then Euro JPY we covered as well, correct? Yeah. And then now let's take a look at GBP JPY. So here I'm going to clear off this one. Okay. And after this, we will take a look at gold. Okay. Second. Second. All right, let's take a look. Now, price for GBP JPY is currently at 151.64. So if we are looking at selling, it's got nice area of sell, right? It's got this very nice area. This is on a monthly chart. I can see very nice, clear selling zone. Okay, now it is actually inside this mother candle right here, but it's supported by a bigger mother candle in the past, right? So now what I will do is on the monthly chart, because it's very clear in terms of data at this moment of time, that it is in this big zone, but in this big zone, you've got a smaller zone, right? And that is from this candle right here. Okay. So now we want to focus on that black area, this black sea area at this moment. So what does that mean? That means that perhaps it has some ability to fall down at the moment to the end of this black area. And that is actually very big number of pips, 480 plus pips, right? So now what we want to do is we want to downscale it and go into shorter term on what you can trade right now, right? So there is selling power. We are in a selling type zone. Okay, it may actually be correcting or not. We don't know that yet. So now we go on to the weekly chart. Now, weekly chart, does it have some power? Yes, it has some power, but it looks like it may actually end either here as a support or a little bit lower here, right? So the support right here, as I can see, is 15130. So right now, you may be able to make about 30 pips or so, whereby if you sell now or you sell at, let's say, if you sell at 40, no, it's not a good idea. You need to exit at 15130. So yes, you can sell now at your own risk to actually sell right now, or maybe wait until it goes a bit lower. The problem is that as it gets lower, it will find the 151.50 psychological level, which basically means it might reverse there as well. Okay, but if you want to take the risk and you want to sell right now, yes, you can. If you sell right now, make sure you exit at 15130. Okay, so that's basically it. Daily chart, let's see. I see better opportunities as it goes much lower than 150.50, but then that is just too far down. But we have a lot of selling power, a lot more selling power actually, the lower the price gets for the GBP. The GBP JPY, I can see that the cup and handle pattern as well is looking quite good. And we have a lot of ABCD pattern as well coming through because we have got lower highs and lower lows as well. We have an A here, B here, C here, and a D. So what I can actually do on the daily chart is also to plan based on an ABCD pattern, a geometric ABCD pattern. But I want to measure the C point right here looking good, 70.7. If I stretch that a little bit higher, it's at 61.8 roughly, a little bit higher, not really as nice. This one here, 61.8. I think this one here would be a nice A point. So I'll stretch this one from this point right here, A to B, okay? And then look at where the D could actually aim at. And you can see it's exactly on this area right here, which is a good sign in a way, because we've got a bit of confluence, a bit of matching things going on. So then if I take this one right here, all the way up right there, and then take that and cross it so that I can find my centroid as well, just to guide me where would actually be nice to actually enter. And it does tell me as well, the centroid is under these two lines, which is basically where I would prefer to enter as well, is under these two lines, which is a little bit further down, but then it would actually be a safer area to actually enter as well. So I like trading it that way just to be on the safe side. So that's why it's on pending order most of it. So yes, we do have a pattern going on, but let's go on to 4-hour chart just to see whether we can actually look at what we can trade for the very short term. Now, for the short term, as of now, we do have a little bit of selling right here that could start here, but your selling price, if you want to trade right now, should actually be at 15140. Now it's only at now it's at 15157.60. Let it fall a little bit until it goes to 15140. Now, if it goes to 15140, what you can then do is to exit at 15110. So that's about 30 pips again. So your short-term JPY trade is 15140. You enter at 151.40 and then you exit at 151.10, 151.10. Okay, is that clear? You guys all right? Okay, there you go. So we have covered trade signals, trade ideas and trade signals, entries and exits, especially for CAD JPY, AUD USD, AUD JPY, Euro JPY, and GBP JPY. So let's take a look at gold at the moment. Any questions? Yes, we can take a look at GBP USD as well. Okay, let's just put this one on. Give me a second. I'll probably replace this GBP USD. Okay, let's take a look at GBP USD before we take a look at gold. Let's see right here. Okay, it's on a sideways, very clear sideways on the 1-hour chart. It's trading at 3750 psychological number, so it's not an ideal buy or sell price at this moment of time. What it's actually doing at the moment on the 1-hour chart is that it is actually trading in a triangular movement. So it's waiting to break out from this triangular movement at this moment of time. Let's see. Let's just polish up here a little bit. Okay, and this one here. Okay, so it's trying to break out from either one area on the top or the bottom, and it's trying to go into this, squeeze into this end of this triangular area before it just decides to break out. So at this moment of time, because USD is looking more like it's having more strength over the GBP, very likely the GBP would actually look into a fall as opposed to a rise. Now, if we look at the short-term 1-hour chart itself, the reason why I say it has more likelihood to actually fall, not only because of fundamentals, because of GBP weaker than USD, but also if we look to the left, there is no bullish candle so much to the left, but there's loads of bearish candle down here. So it may want to actually ride along previous mother candles to go down even lower. If we compare 1-hour chart with a 4-hour chart, you can actually see that it's the same scenario. We are governed by more bearishness, and even if it goes upwards, it's again attacked by more bearish mother candles. Okay, that is on the 4-hour chart. And then if we go on to the daily chart, for example, you can see that it's already trading lower and lower with loads and loads of lower highs and lower lows as well. And now on the daily chart itself, it is trading within a selling zone of a bearish mother candle as well. All right. So here, for example, we can see it is trading here at this zone. And if I put it right there and I put it right here, okay, we can see that it might want to not come lower, but then start to reverse to the upside, either here or earlier here. Okay, so that is a potential. So what I would suggest is that if we want to sell, yes, we can sell the GBP versus the USD, but not now, only at 3740. It's only about 7-8 pips away anyway. So you can do a pending order at 1.3740, and then you take profit at 1.3710. That's 30 pips again. Okay, so that is where you can actually gather 30 pips from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so 6 pairs you have a potential of selling them, especially, and gain 30 pips from each. So 7, 3 is 21, so 210 pips potential, 200 pips potential for 30 pips per pair. So that is excluding gold, basically. So that is what we can actually see. Yes, the price for GBP USD for sell is 1.3740, and then for take profit is 1.3710. 1.3740 you sell, do a pending order, and then you take profit at 1.3710. Okay. So yeah, just a reminder, I'm doing all the trade signals and trade ideas based on high time frame, but as you can see, the price is for entering now. All right, so there's no connection with trading long term and things like that. So this is the trades that I'm taking myself as well, and they're all short term. They're actually all intraday in a way, because we are looking at 30 pips, but the big picture from where we monitor it is actually really big, 300 pips, 700 pips in the long term, but then we are trading it in stages in short term, intraday, 30 pips, 20 pips, 30 pips, 20 pips, 30 pips. But then if you gather 7 pairs right here and you trade 30 pips each, and you hit all TPs, basically, then you are making 200 pips, within a very short period of time, within a day. So that 200 plus pips, if you are trading $1 per pip, you have made $200 minimum. So $200 minimum for 7 pairs you trade intraday, and actually you reach your target of in within 2 hours or 3 hours, because they are actually all moving very close to the current price at the moment, and we're expecting the movements to be short term as opposed to long term. Okay. All right, so that's basically it. We are riding the trend, in other words. So we're trend traders, and that's basically how we use the big data from bigger or higher time frames to actually feed us with accuracy in order for us to trade it intraday and shorter term. Okay. All right, there you go. So we have got 7 pairs covered as well. So including GBP USD, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 actually, not 7, 6. So 630, 180 pips, right? Potential pips if all hit the TPs, obviously. So now we've got gold. Now gold. Gold is still currently, I think we've covered this on Sunday as well. It is still currently inside the selling zone, but it's trying to come out of it. As you can see, it's got this bullishness and it wants to actually go up a little bit more. So we need it to actually pierce through the 1807 area. Okay, it is actually entering the buying opening price of this mother candle now at 1807, which is a very good sign. So as it moves higher and higher, it would actually be quite good for us to consider the buy. But for me personally, I prefer to buy only after it gets out of the selling zone and go and reach the 1815. So I would buy personally at 1815, 1815. Okay, so 1815, I would actually enter the market. Let's see, because I would like to check this buying area right here. No. Give me a second. Yeah, I would enter at 1815 or 1816, okay, as my buying price for gold. I will not enter sooner than that, just to make sure. And then my exit price would actually be at 1825, okay? 1825 will be my exit for my buy. So again, for gold, my personal preference to enter the market is 1815, and then I exit at 1825. Okay, there you go. All right. So I just want to make sure that it doesn't, reverse earlier as well. And I just want to take advantage of certain solid mother candles there. And I want to be sure and I want to be careful. My next entry, I would think it's probably going to be 1827 and above. And then I will exit 1835. So that is for later on. So I will not touch that yet until my first TP gets hit. Then I will plan my second entry. Okay. But for now, let's focus on the first entry and the first exit. The first entry is 1815, and then you want to exit 1815, you enter, 1825, you exit. Okay, so that can be your pending order for gold. So there you go. Now we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we have 7, including gold, trade ideas and trade signals. Okay. Any ideas? Any ideas as well, of course, but any questions so far? All good? Before we end the session for today, and I will have all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that we discussed today to be clearly put into the trade signals section of the KFX members area. Perfect. Okay, good. All right. Thank you, Mr. Kanan. So any questions at all, Alfred? Anybody else? Okay, good. All clear. All right. Okay, let's see. Most importantly is the price action and the trend, and hopefully they can actually make the trade signals reach all the TPs. So if we've got 7 signals today, I mean, the 6 itself itself would actually give you about 180 pips if you trade 30 pips and all hit TPs of about 30 pips each. That should actually be good and well for the first half of your trading day. Okay, so yeah, let's wish you all the very best of pips to be gained geometrically, and have a great trading week as well ahead. And we'll see you guys again on Wednesday. All right, so take care, guys, and happy pipping. Bye bye for now.